Alrighty, part two. Here we go. Let's finish setting up the test environment that we left off in the last video. Okay. So make a folder called tests with 2 underscores, double dunder tests, double dunder, and make a file called sum.js. And in the root directory, make a sum.js too. We're gonna test this out, make sure it's connected and everything. We want to use ES6 syntax so that we can import like this again. So we also need to add a .babelrc file to the root directory, and then presets. Oh wow, cool. Visual Studio Code, you put that out for me. Right, it's JSON, so open brackets, do your presets, and it's an array of strings. So the first, it's when we're going to pass in the env, which is this package we added right here. Okay, cool. So add that in. That'll let us write our tests like this in ES6. Okay, so but in this one we're gonna make a function called sum. Alright, we got a and b values. We're just going to return a plus b. Smart, I know, right? We need to export this, so we can export default sum. Okay, got ES6 going in here now. So then our test here, we're going to import sum. This is what's great. Jest is already installed globally, so you can in the root directory. We can start using it right away. So they use describe blocks to nest tests. So if you remember from Mocha or Chai, you could we'll say sum's a function we're testing, and we're going to test. You can use test. You can use it too, honestly, if you wanted to. But we'll just say test. Open those blocks up. Okay, let's call back. Give the test a name. Okay, say it's numbers together. Yeah. Returns correct value. Let's say, how about that? Okay. We're gonna need a result to test, so we pulled that in. Right. So let's do 4 and 5. Right. We expect. See, we have access to expect globally. We expect result. We expect our result to be equal to 9 from our function. So to be 9, right? This needs to be okay. Here we go. To be 9. Now, you need a failing test first. We're trying to refactor on everything, but this is just to make sure. Can't find it. Test sum.js. No test match. So, just because I only called this test and these 2B tests. Sorry. Okay, run the test again. And we made that script in the last video, remember? Alright, we passed the test. Adds numbers together, returns correct value. See that? Go. Sum, adds numbers together. Just we want to make sure the test fails, so that we make sure we are actually getting the right result. So let's make it fail. Expected value should be 8. We got 9. Right, 9 right there. We expected 8. So test works. Run it again just to make sure. Red, green, refactor. Cool. So that's annoying having to stop and start that all the time. So from now on, a really cool thing we can do is we can do yarn test, because we have that script, but you can add a -- watch flag. Okay, you basically test on the fly too. It'll keep running. See, like so now. Okay, I expect that to be 3. Oh, well, test to be run right away. Well, expected it was 3. We got 9. Okay, so that lets you go. Oh man, I need to fix that, or vice versa. Okay, cool. Testing setup. You can leave that there if you want. I'm gonna delete it because we know testing's working, and that's not. We're not gonna use. That's a pointless test. Leave it if you wanna reference it here. A little better view. Describe test expect. Describe test expect. Remember that. Describe test expect. Okay. So you got this coverage folder now. That came with the coverage flag that we put. from the last video. Okay, right here. Actually, already set it up to do a watch too. So if you don't have this, add this script if you want to watch it without adding that flag. I think it's kind of redundant. So just do test dash dash watch. All right. So let's connect the database. So we're gonna make a new folder called config, and we're gonna make this a module so we can pull it in other places throughout the app where we need it. All right. So let me clear this. Quit the tests. You can use Q to quit the tests. All right. We're gonna use Postgres in connection with the database. Yeah, you might have some familiarity with it. If not, it's pretty simple, straightforward. Connects.js.org for the documentation. You know me. Here it goes. Just go ahead and pull it up. There's documentation. It's a single page app, so if you need to find anything, I suggest Command F. Let you search the whole document. You know. I need. Oh, here we go. Yeah, great. Anyways, go pull that up. So we got those. Let's go ahead and create a new file right here. Okay. I'm gonna close that. Let's just do this right now. So we can use ES6 in text, but I still haven't figured it out. And there's some quirky things because this wasn't Connects wasn't optimized for ES6 yet. So there's some exports and some default things that they have. It's quite the same. So we'll write this in vanilla.js, you might say. Okay, so module that exports like an object. We're gonna see we have to use common.js right here. So we're using require statements for path. We're gonna use path to resolve for our migrations and seeds. So we have 3 environments, right? We're gonna have test. So let's do development. Test, production. Okay. I've been getting islinted like crazy, so this is happening now. Do your comma dangles. Alright. This is going to be pretty identical for the 3. So let's just do one. We'll do all 3, obviously. But I'm just going to go. Okay? So development, test, production. So we need our client, right? It's going to be Postgres. And then we need our connection, which we're going to do Postgres, okay, kind of like localhost, and then localhost, actually, that is nothing like localhost. And we're gonna say the name of the database that we're going to create. So, right, this is, let's say demo app, right? And then we're going to do migrations. We're going to put our migrations. We're going to open that up and we're going to put directory. Okay. And then we're going to do path.resolve. Alright. And then we're going to do dir name. We're actually going to, we say we want this to be in the current directory name. Right? Which we're in config. So we want to go up one directory. And then make a new folder called database, and we're going to put migrations in there. Right? Okay. We're going to do the same thing with seeds. So I'm going to just open it up, directory, resolve. I'm going to resolve it. Right. Set their name plus f1 db seeds. Make sure that's in a string. Oops. Okay. See? Pretty straightforward. Really can just copy this for the test environment as well. We're just going to change this to demo app test. Okay, use the same migrations, the same seed, same client. For this is not the same. We're going to use process.env. Don't do that. Process.env. URL, I think. Database. Yeah, that's it. Same thing. Same directories for the migrations and the seeds. Okay, that is our connects environments and variables. We need to actually go ahead and create those databases. So if you have the connects or the PSQL command line installed, you can actually go ahead and just do create db demo app, and then you just go ahead and do test2. So you know they're there, just make sure they're there. Okay, that's there. And that's there. Cool. Alright, now we need to actually make sure this is connected. Okay. So in our config file here, we're gonna go into up here. Okay, we're gonna export the bear with me, some reference for us. Okay, so export default. Bam, bam. All right, this is gonna be a utility that we can use everywhere. I'm actually gonna set 1 to DB right here. But first, do a couple things. So we need to import connects. Connects. All right. Then we need to import the connects file as well. Okay. All right, and on here we're gonna export DB. And we're gonna say connects. Right. Then we're gonna a connects file here, and we're gonna make it a variable called environment right up here. So we're gonna say equals process.env.odb or development. Okay, see that? So now all of a sudden environment, whatever environment we're in or development, always pass that in key value pair here off the Connects configuration and pass that into Connects. All right. So one, we want to make sure now that the database is connected. So we're gonna try to make a migration. Connects migrate make init. And then we're gonna give this a flag. It's a little bit different, but you're gonna specify what your connects file is, and it's our source config connects file right there. Okay. Now this should path argument must be type string. The path argument must be string. Okay, where are we at here? So this is the connects file. JS. Line 12. Path. Don't judge me. I'll just take one I've written earlier. Okay. These backwards here. Demo app. Yes. Close that back up. Let's try that. Path out resolve. Path out resolve. Okay, that worked. I had a typo somewhere. For time's sake, I didn't chase it down. But here we go. We got our database connected. See? There's our migration ended. Cool. Just make sure. Go ahead and run that command again, but let's make a seed. Make a seed file. Okay. Alright, that's our database connected. Sweet. And we put it on a config module here so that we can use this database call in other places whenever we want to. Alright, sweet. Alright, let's get to setting up the Koa server. Alright. Bam. Alright. The database is connected. Let's go ahead and we're going to start adding our dependencies. So go ahead and add Koa router. We're going to need Koa body parser because post requests we need parse body. Let's start with that. You need to use add when adding those. Okay, as soon as those are done installing, I'm going to just check around and everything. Put maximum screen here for a second. Okay, let's check our dependencies and see where we're at. Okay, we have connects Koa body parser, Koa router, PG. By the way, if you still have this in your regular dependencies, go ahead and remove it and then re-add it in your dev dependencies. It does work. I don't know why it wasn't earlier in the last video, but now if you run yarn dev, you can see we'll get a build. It's going to error out at first if you don't have a dist folder from a previous build. You can see here now it's compiled and it's running nothing right now. So we're going to go ahead and build our server. So let's do that. Okay. Actually, you know what? Leave it running. We're in dev mode now. Let's clear this out. Go ahead and start your dev environment up. Yarn dev. Cool. Close that. Okay. So in the start server file, go ahead and import Koa. Okay. Router. Actually, we're not gonna do. We're gonna make it a little modular, but not too crazy. So we're gonna keep that in a different file. Do logger from Koa logger, so we can see our requests in the console. Body parser. Call it body parser or whatever you want. From Koa body parser. Okay, now we're gonna export default. We're gonna utilize async and await because it's a lot easier than dealing with comments and callback. Also, you're gonna see probably some errors get thrown when I try to use this await syntax, but we'll fix that. So we see here we're just exporting a default. The default from start server is this asynchronous function that we're exporting. So we're about to build this up right now. Okay, so here we go. Const app equals new Koa. Make a new instance of that Koa object. Okay, it's a constructor function. Same with the router. Oh, sorry, it's going to be a different file. Okay, that's all we need to do. Let's just get it listening real quick. Let's just see if we can get it listening. So I'm gonna go ahead and just let's make the port first a variable. All right. Keep it scoped locally. So every time there's ever an instance of a server, all this happens locally. Okay. Port or 3000. Okay. And then go ahead and let's not port and open up that callback. All right. And right at console log here, we just want to go ahead and do a console. Let's say listening. Just want to see first next to the server. Watch how easy this is. One line to do. Listening for port. Alright. And then we need to return this function. So you know what we actually need to do since we're wrapping this in a start function is a little bit different. We need to do port HTTP from HTTP. Okay. We need to let's attach this to the app. Okay, so just like it created with every instance now. We're going to say HTTP dot create server. Okay. and then pass the app back into it. And the app actually has a callback method attached to it from Koa. They attach it like that. Okay. So this is our server now. Our server lives on this. Now what we want to do, since we're using async, we want to return. We want to first say server. It's a constant. It's going to await app.server.listen. All right. I'm going to pass in the port. And call back right here itself. All right. And then here we're going to want to return the server. Okay, nothing yet, but now watch. It's running, but go ahead and do tempo literals. Listen, port. All right, watch this. Bio. Okay, now that's our server setup. Come in this index right here, and let's import our start server. Same directory. All right, and just invoke it. Watch this. Woo. Get some errors going on. Cannot find module Koa logger. Did we add it? Did I add it? Koa router. Did not add Koa logger. Okay, that's why. Add Koa logger. My bad. Alright, so I add that. Make sure we got all our dependencies. Get back in your dev environment. Okay, it's from the previously broken one, so it'll run into that error again, but then it washes, sees just a new file, rebuilds it, runs back in, new line required. And then the file, I see that. Okay, regenerator runtime. There we go. Okay, so I was expecting this. Sorry. So regenerator runtime is not defined. What the hell is that mean? Okay. Well, right here in the Koa documentation, they'll actually tell you that async functions with Babel. All right. To use them, we have to require a plugin where we transform our asyncs back to generator functions, which if you go into MDN documentation, type in function star, that's a generator function. Go read it. All right. Anyways, we need to add a plugin. So we're not going to add these ones. We're just going to do a nice simple one, kind of encompasses some other ones we might need. So this needs to get added into your regular dependencies. It's called Babel polyfill. Right? Add that in your regular dependencies, not your dev dependencies. Okay, once that's added, start back up your dev environment. You're going to see some of the same old errors. This happens because it'll rewrite it. This one's not fixed yet. All right, now in here, come back to your index. We're going to import that Babel polyfill. All right, just like that. Watch this. Whoa. This is good. So now we got some ESLinting loggers defined but never used. Okay, yeah, that's true. So here's a logger. We need to, let's go ahead and app.use logger, invoke that. Okay, body parser is defined but never used. Same thing. App.use body parser. That's for post requests. Alright. Okay, unexpected console statement. Let's disable that. Get rid of that space. Alright, and then ESLint disable line no console. And I'm getting no console from right here. That's the rule you use to disable. Save that. Check this out. Whew, clean. We're all good to go. Alright. So let's get our hello Lord route going. Okay, so come in here, make a new folder called routes. Do the module pattern again. So make an index file. Here we're gonna import. This is where we're gonna import router. Okay. Router index comma JS. You need to make sure that your extensions are named right. And then just go ahead and instantiate that with the const router. And it's a constructor as well, so router. Okay, and then we're going to export default router. And then here we're going to say router dot, how about get? We're going to say the home route. Now here's what's cool. Koa is by the Express team. It's a lot like Express, except we make use of async and await. And context object instead of request response next, but still CTX next. Okay, not CTXM, GTX next, just like that. All right, we don't need this right now, but you'll see how useful that is when we make our own middleware. Okay, so CTX to send a response back. Okay, we add it onto the body. You can do whatever you want. You can do a string object. I'm just going to do is a message here. Hello world, comma dangle. Watch this. If I didn't do that, I'm getting used to the linting here. It'll get you once we get this into the start server file. Okay, so add our routes, import routes from. See, this is what's great about the module pattern is now I can just reference the directory and it'll default to looking for that index file and pull it in. Routes is defined but never used. Missing trail. Okay, so we've got some. All right, so routes is defined but never used. Let's go ahead and this is how you use router in Koa app.use. We exported the router, but we need to invoke its routes function. So when we exported it from here, right here, this new router object right here actually has a function on it called routes, like that. So if we called that here, you could come in here, take this off. It's already exported. Let's pass in and activating the middleware. You see, it clears right up. But this is convention right here. To export your top level router and then invoke its routes on the server level right here. We also want to make use of its allowed methods. So use like it's like post, put patch and delete. So it's allowed methods, it's a function, invoke it. Allowed methods is not different. Okay, it's because it's on the routes. There we go. Missing trailer, comma, and routes index. Missing trailer, comma. Aha, right here. New line required at the end of the line. There we go. Bam, look at that. Cleaned up. All the linting. Fucking fresh. Okay, let's go check the browser out. We're still listening, so let's check out the browser. Localhost 3000. Woo wee! There's our logger kicking in. See that? Cool. So here you should have connected database in a Koa API, Koa server running. All right. So let's go ahead and get the GraphQL and graphical interface up and going. All right. So stop server. This is probably way past a good time to commit, but if you want to commit everything, but before you do, make sure in your git ignore you put the dist directory so that you don't push that up on every commit. We're gonna try to figure out post install scripts to run to compile that. Okay. So in here we're gonna do some cleanup, and let's go ahead and we need to add a few things. So add Apollo server Koa and GraphQL. Okay, once those are done loading, go ahead and let's in the routes folder make a new file called GraphQL router. You know what? Actually, this is better. This is better for the next video. Okay. Right now, get that running and make sure that we still have our server listening and that you're getting hello world. All right, and we'll do the GraphQL schema and everything in the tests in the next video.